Vitality's roster going into 2025 looked like a contender for the best team in the world, with picking up Ropz from FaZe Clan as well as ZyWOo and MEZZI starting to hit their shots again. So what could go wrong? A. Well, Eternal Fire or what happened, as the Turkish team started this year on a tear, and not even a super team could stop them. This match was filled with groundbreaking clutches, strategies from gods, and some good old-fashioned controversy. Has CS2 turned into Valorant? And is this Vitality roster already finished before the first month of the year? We're jumping into Pistol Round with Vitality picking to play on the CT side of Anubis, and we can tell Vitality have studied Eternal Fire, as there are some defaults you can play for the Pistol Round, with a 3-1-1 setup or a 2-2-1 setup, but Vitality are going for 2 on B and 3 on A, leaving mid open for Eternal Fire to take. And they are not using any smokes to hide this from Eternal Fire, so what is the plan then? As we can see from B, Flames with a good spawn will run water and call that it's cleared for his teammate, as well as on A. All the players of Vitality are focusing mid, as the fight in mid can be hard to win if you are being rushed down, and the Glocks can dominate these close angles and the whole spot. Unless you are me, play the clip.
Bare sitte inni der.
Ja, det er greit. Her vet han jeg litt.
Der ja. Rydde.
And Vitality want to rather force Eternal Fire into them from middle, and play the long angles to utilize the USBS better. Eternal Fire are going for 3 players in middle, 1 in water, and 1 outside of B, as Eternal Fire are waiting for Vitality to make the first move on A and B, while they will slowly try to win mid control, and get an understanding of how Vitality are playing. If Eternal Fire gets full on mid control, they have to make the call of where to go, and here with 1 player in water, A is the logical spot to play from, and this is what Vitality wants to abuse as well. Eternal Fire uses these flashes and they smoke on B, and this is all to force a reaction from Vitality, since with no mid control, smokes and flashes like these can be scary. And we can see Vitality will have Ropz and ZyWOo walking towards A main to see if it's cleared, and if A main is cleared, it's likely a B take. And Eternal Fire gets full on mid control, and we can see this fast playstyle activated with 4 players taking mid and jumping like this, as this makes the shots from Apex impossible to hit, and they can cross and win CT spawn control, giving them access to 2 crucial points on the map, the Heaven route and the backside to B route. As well as in water, Centaurus can find a ding to ZyWOo, and Eternal Fire knows where 2 Vitality players are. And here let's focus on Vicadia, as if you see this with no names or anything attached to it, it looks like a bot running around, jumping on all the corners, while this is done to break the cross replacement, as the Glock is very good with a fast-paced playstyle and close angles, while the USBS is made to just hold still and click heads. And when players are jumping like this, you force the USBS to move it perfect cross replacement. This makes the adjustment and easy kills much harder to get. And Vitality gets run down, as they will be pushed from Heaven and A main, forcing Apex alone, as well as Ropz and ZyWOo are forced to focus on towers, leaving mid open. And here the rotations are stopped, as Mayor has been staying behind, as this was the goal. When Eternal Fire walked Heaven, well, Vitality would never try to chase, as the Heaven route is made for the Glock and not the USBS. So Vitality's rotation had to come from middle, or in water. But since water is a slow rotation spot, well, mid is the only option, meaning Vitality are walking into Mayor and he finds 2 kills. And with only Ropz left, Eternal Fire gets overexcited and pushes him 1 by 1, but Eternal Fire has more players and takes advantage of this.
It's a heavy lead over towards the A site. Matcha and Wycadia might have opened up, but there's still this double main play left to get past. It's only Ropz left standing. Clean tap on the first man in.
Hey, that's a nice skin. Wonder where I can get that from. Well, thanks to my buddies at CS.FAIL, you don't have to worry. I deposited some money using my own promo code right on the screen here, which gave me a free 10% bonus on deposits. And I'm not saying no to free money. And there are so much to play on and try out. I myself like to play the mines and crash mode on CS.FAIL, as I enjoy the thrill these games brings me. CS.FAIL offers a multitude of ways to deposit so you can play, like CS, Dota and Rust skins, as well as crypto and SBF methods like cards and more. And hey, if you're depositing, why not use my promo code here on the screen to get some extra benefits? All bonuses for CS.FAIL are on the pinned comment. Click now and grab a nice skin like this one. Back to the video.
Ropz a couple of chances here, but as that bomb gets planted, the opportunities for Ropz to find his way back into the round should follow with it. A wide swing as he's forced a lot of these awkward 1v1s out of Eternal Fire, but nothing connects for Ropz, and that's the end of the line. Eternal Fire.
Vitality are playing in a 1-1-3 setup with 3 players on B, in this setup with Flamesy looking water, 1 player backside as the site anchor and 1 holding main for this little off angle. While on mid, we can see ZyWOo starting by smoking deep mid to make sure Eternal Fire won't try anything in mid, as well as he is playing here so he can quickly help Ropz solo on A, or fall back from mid if he have to. while Ropz will start the round by smoking here from spawn to smoke A main, as to make sure Eternal Fire can't do anything early and push towards him from main. Eternal Fire are going for a very odd setup with 4 players in carpet, and here just to learn you all a great nade you can use from A if you think the T's are carpet, just so you have some cool strats to use. And then they will have Mayor solo outside of B, and he uses a Molotov in B main to make sure Vitality can't push him, as he is alone, as well as smoking and flashing to again try to force the A players of Vitality to make a mistake. And Joda uses this smoke from spawn, as this will land in water to really sell the B fake from Eternal Fire. And it's a great way of using a slow smoke, as it takes some time to land. And this is a great play in vacuum, as let's pretend the smoke is not in A main, as Eternal Fire has not seen it yet. So when Vitality sees the utility and asks their A player to look water and he can't see anyone as everybody is on carpet, well, this might cause a rotation from Vitality and A site might be weaker. So as a strat to set up the carpet player, it's a good one. But since the smoke is here, the utility for Mayor won't change much. Eternal Fire sees the smoke in A main and realizes this is their chance to try to take A. As we can see, Ropz has fallen to heaven on A, as Vitality are unsure what to even do in this round, as they have no water and no B main control, as the smoke from Mayor blocked that out from them. And we can see ZyWoo has already left to mid to be more ready to rotate over to help on B. Eternal Fire goes for A main smoke, like this, as well as a Molotov in hope to isolate any players in A main. And this is an interesting play, as this does not do much for them right now, but we have to look at everything, as this smokes just gives Eternal Fire more map control. But it is in line with the whole round from Eternal Fire, as on B, Eternal Fire made sure to take away main and water control from Vitality, and now they will take away A main control from Vitality. So this map control in the different zones are growing smaller and smaller for every utility Eternal Fire uses for Vitality. On the execute, the utility from Voxic is crucial to help them take A side, as they will not smoke anything and rather play from the flashes. Voxic will use 2 flashes that are easy to turn from, as Ropz can play behind here and just turn, but the goal is for them to be able to walk out on site before Ropz can try to fight them. And then Voxic will use the heaven smoke to block it off. Ropz wants to find a kill before falling back, but it's not ready for Eternal Fire to be as far out as they are, and he is dealt with.
And cut down rotates, so for this plan to work for Eternal Fire, they've got to get past Ropz, and they've managed that. 2 players on the fast rotate through camera.
Eternal Fire then wants to push out and Molotov heaven to cut off heaven and camera, but this Molotov fails as it hits the corner and flies up in the air. As well as before the execute, we saw Vitality send Apex back to middle, and here Apex and ZyWoo are fast into camera and can hold off Eternal Fire. On the push out from Vitality, we will see them use 2 flashes to get out. And it looks kinda lost for Eternal Fire, as they're not able to right away win site control on this Ropz kill, as the flashes has forced them all over here towards pillar. ZyWoo and Apex finds a kill each, but since they are in the open and rotations are late, being traded back very fast by Eternal Fire, with Apex dying and then MEZZI getting scared by his own teammate and shoots ZyWoo in the back. But for Mayor, the master lurker can walk behind him from mid, and it's only flames left in a 1v3 and he have to save.
There's still this slow burning Magic lurk taking place, but they have to stop this spillover through the connector. Awkward TK there for MEZZI. I don't know what just happened.
By the way guys, these videos takes ages to make and produce, as I'm a solo team doing all the work. So a sub, comment and like on the video really makes all the work worth it. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the video. Round 5 and Eternal Fire are running away with this game, as aggressive playstyle and Mayor amazing lurks have dominated Vitality for the first third of the half. So what can Vitality do to change this? As we can see on the buy, Vitality has the saved gun on flames, while the rest are upgraded to a mid-tier guns or pistols, as they have a full loose bonus, but there's still a chance to win the round. Eternal Fire are full buying, as they have won all 4 rounds so far. Vitality are going for 2 players on B, 2 in middle and 1 solo on A. And we can see Flamesy has found a gap, as Eternal Fire, when they want to set up for an A take, well, they will leave this spot open in water, and here he pushes into this corner and gets a lot of information beforehand. As well as in mid, Vitality will smoke it off to make sure Eternal Fire early can't get too much information. Again, we are seeing Eternal Fire using this smoke for water, and as soon as that drops, we will see Flames walk back to connector. But the action will start on A with 2 players in A main waiting for the utility from Voxic. And here, we will see something very similar to last round. ZyWoo will take first contact and fall back. On the fallback, he will use this flash, as well as 1 mid player will rotate in to camera and use this flash here, and this is very similar to last round and how Vitality almost won that round if it was not for MEZZI doing the unthinkable. And waiting for Mayor's lurk, Eternal Fire are able to win site and kills Apex. But look over in middle, Ropz is still there waiting for Mayer's lurk, something Vitality was not ready for in the last round. But that is not where our focus will be. When you are playing a hero rifle like Vitality are with Flames, well, he needs to step up and get killed, or at least a lot of damage, die so someone else can pick it up. And here he runs out and finds 2 kills, giving Vitality the man advantage, and this was all since Eternal Fire's spacing are just not there, with 2 players out while the 2 other are more stuck behind here. No way they can even trade these kills. And quickly it's only Mayor left, and Vitality are expecting the lurker.
Dig over in heaven gonna struggle to get involved. It's Flames on this rotate in that might make all the difference. That hero M4 nails 3 for Eternal Fire, and suddenly what was feeling like a done round has been called into question. It's only Wycadia left fighting, trying to bait the peek out that rifle. He's dealt with the big item, but MEZZI's D gets revenge. And Maja once again on this late lurk out through middle. Vitality have seen this one before, and this time they're ready for it.
And here's where the controversy started. After this round, Flames apparently did the good old classic middle finger, something the CS fanbase does not care about. Like, hello, we are not Valorant here. But it seems a little dumb to do, after a great round, to show the little Johnny here. But Blast came out and apologized, and it was not since he did it. This video of the middle finger was before the match. Flames did it for fun, since like it or not, most tier 1 pros are actually friends. But Blast on purpose saved it for a moment like this, so the middle finger was not the issue, as this gave Flames a lot of hate, but rather Blast splicing it in here for no good reasons. I think for round 9 we will go straight into the action. In most rounds this con position from Flames has given Vitality a lot of information, as in the Eternal Fire default the smoke they use for the con opening is very slow, allowing FlameZ to abuse the fact that he will have a good 5 to 7 seconds in con before it's smoked. But this is something us analysts calls a conditioning play. Well, let me explain. A conditioning play is when you do a set play. Let's look at Mirage to understand it and not spoil this round. The CT always Molotov ramp, and you as a T do nothing to it for 6 or 7 rounds straight. And this will make the CTs more relaxed on A. Always Molotov it and not expect anything from it. And use the 8 seconds it creates of peace to maybe try to have more players in middle, or a CT anchoring not in the best position as they are used to nothing happening. And then in round 8 or 9, you go for a fast push out of the Molotov with flashes and all, and you have then conditioned the CT to think nothing will happen. And then shock them when something does, and they are usually not ready for this. So back to the game to see how this applies. If we look over on FlameZ, we will see he has for the past few rounds played very relaxed, so how will this go when Eternal Fire goes for this play here? Eternal Fire are 2 players in water, usually they are starting here, but now we will see Voxic with the AWP posted up right on the spot of FlameZ and Mayor pushing for the kill onto him. And here Vitality are ready as FlameZ can hear the water player pushing and calls for a flash, but Voxic will not be blinded and gets this kill. A great way to abuse this conditioning after 9 rounds. And something to note from Voxic's POV is that he sees FlameZ cross, but is blinded and might be why he is not expecting FlameZ to be there right away. But the kill is found, and Eternal Fire early has the man advantage. Eternal Fire as well tries this play again to smoke out A main and spam the Vitality main smoke. But this time Ropz is already in main and can call off the bluff. Since Eternal Fire has water control, there's no need to think about where they will end this round. And here they are going for a B take. As with water control and outside of B main control, it's not a hard execute to go for. Here we will see Eternal Fire use this Molotov here, and this is to force any players at the pillar out in the open for the water players to deal with. And here we will see ZyWoo go for the first shot and miss it, forcing him to fall back. And on this miss, it's the best opportunity to run out and go for the execute. But Eternal Fire freezes, a classic play to do, when you want the enemy to make the first mistake, and Vitality are doing it all for them. After ZyWoo shoots and misses, he gets spammed down to half HP, and then just runs away, leaving MEZZI alone on B site, now having to look water and main. And we can see that the Eternal Fire wants to try to force an over-rotation to B, as Santares and Mayor goes for this Molotov backside and walks out, while the rest of Eternal Fire are going middle to catch these rotations. But did Vitality have the read? Since look over on A, Vitality are now 3 players there. But on such a perfect read, it fails, as Ropz walks out in water trying to get an understanding of what the Eternal Fire are doing, but here he whiffs his spray and is found. As well as Santares walks up and just 1v1s MEZZI, and Vitality have 2 players left.
They've got some cool ideas on this T side, even that Molly to get them into con. It blocks ZyWoo's line with the AWP. Now they're creeping into B. The bomb had middle, but it drops back, and Ropz gets caught on the flank. Bit by bit, Vitality crumble.
I want in this round to kind of show the firepower and aggressiveness of Eternal Fire, but it all starts by the loudest brick to fall, Apex. We know Vitality have been lackluster at best in middle, not really challenging it and allowing Eternal Fire to take it in most rounds. The reason is just that mid alone can't get your site easier, as it's not many spots to play from and win any fights from, so Vitality feels comfortable leaving it open. But then rounds like this can happen, where Xantares early gets a flash and takes a lot of mid control. And when Apex and ZyWoo tries to retake it with a flash, well, Apex is found, and again we see Eternal Fire find the early man advantage. On this kill we can see Xantares does not even stay in mid, he just spams the wall in hope to bait out some utility or shots and then drops to water.
With the orb on a long angle, this could still get dangerous. Apex can only swing foresight safely. There it goes. He jumps around the corner, but Xantares is too clean with it.
On the drop, Vitality will smoke off Con to not allow Eternal Fire to take it early again, as it did not work out for them last time Eternal Fire got early into Con control. But here, this smoke is met by a Molotov and a nade to force any Vitality players out of connector. This in a vacuum is not a good play, as this will require Eternal Fire to run through a smoke, and this can be held by one more player from here, so you need that one more puzzle piece to fit to make the perfect play, and that is this player right here. Right now he has no purpose, he's just waiting for the signal. And there it is. He lines up and uses this Molotov in front of Con to force any Vitality players holding the Con push back, and just like that Eternal Fire has Con and outside of main control. Then Eternal Fire are going for the execute with a lot of utility from main, and here Vitality has to react. But they react in the worst way possible. But the idea is good. B side is usually held by 3 players, as it's the hardest side to retake of the 2. So Vitality does not want to leave site and play retake, so here they want to win Con control, thinking it's only one player here. And we will see Flames use this flash and then have himself and MEZZI trying to win it, but it's 2 players. One can just turn from the flash, while the other takes all the attention, and Eternal Fire finds 2 more kills, leaving ZyWoo and Ropz alone in a 2v5.
Gets a 5v4, gets out. Eternal Fire able to group now, and they've just gone through this Con smoke every single time. They've not, again, the same block on B. Vitality looking uncomfortable as Eternal Fire set up for a set piece.
And you've been feeling shadows of that all across this game. No one feels comfortable in their position. They try to force a fight down into Xantares, but that's not the guy you want to be locked in with. Xantares!
In round 17, we can see how different these 2 teams are. We will see Vitality with a much slower and tactical playstyle, as they have smoked off water and deep mid to be allowed to slowly take these spots. While they will have Apex rotating around, MEZZI alone outside of B and Ropz solo outside of A. Then one in water holding Con and the last player slowly taking middle. While Eternal Fire are going for 2 players on B, with one holding the smoke and the last one holding main. One in mid just for the information and 2 on A, both looking towards A main. Major goes for this great nade to hit any players close to the smoke, and the nade is great, but there's no one there to receive it. Ropz outside of A main will use this flash here, but Eternal Fire smokes him off, and here we can see Vitality understands they need more information and maybe a kill, as Ropz will be fast and nade the smoke to try to maybe find a player or some information about A main. As Vitality are stuck right now towards water, and Ropz finds one player but can't get the kill. At the same time, we are seeing some great coordination from Vitality. We'll see ZyWoo use this Molotov to force Mayor out of water, and just like that, Vitality has forced the A main player back and the Con player back. So now they have to play off that crucial positional change. But nothing is done, as Mayor can flash and smoke to force ZyWoo back, who has no utility to deal with this and have to wait it out. And MEZZI in main is found. After Eternal Fire misses the Molotov in main, they decide to flash it, and since the flash is delayed by 1 to 2 seconds, MEZZI overstays, and Xantares, the master of peeking, finds him right after the flash pops. And look at Eternal Fire, how they play the man advantage with 30 seconds left. We will see Woxic staying further behind on A, as well as Vicadia doing the same falling back, not giving Vitality any 1v1s, as well as they are trusting their read that this will end on A, with all players leaving B to be ready for this execute. And most aggressive teams and playstyles does not work. And that is since they lack some crucial protocols and understandings of when to not be aggressive, something we are seeing Eternal Fire do perfect, and Furia back in the online days. And it's beautiful to watch, as this one opening kill from Xantares, aggressive peek and play, but after that the whole team went super passive, waiting now for Vitality to make the mistakes. And it's a shutdown. And think of this from Vitality's POV. They are expecting an early fight on site, and they run out thinking any players are in these spots, but then they are just met by a slow wall far back waiting for them, and Vitality stands 0, not a chance.
Again, it looks like they're surrounding this B-bomb site, ready to drop out of middle at a moment's notice. Flamesy goes to get that bomb. Apex looking for the B contact. Oh, missed Molly. They're not going to get out the right side. The smoke will fully block Vitality, and MEZZI gets lost.
I mean, this is where Eternal Fire have to lock in, right? But they've been delivered a 5v4 thanks to Xantares on that AK. This is the round you have to convert. There's that opening kill that you've been waiting for all half long.
Big Molly and escape.
being able to reconstruct this two-man defense, even a third player shuffling over. If they can buy a bit of time, Xantares is about to pad out this A side of the map. Voxic and Wycadia don't offer up a single fight. They wait for their teammates over in camera, and Eternal Fire play that round perfectly.
I want to talk about how Eternal Fire can be great at a slower round, if the enemy team allows them to. Vitality are going for 3 players fast water, and they have 2 players outside of B, and they crouch here, behind them, cheering them on. While Eternal Fire are going for a very default setup, with 2 on B, 2 in mid, and 1 solo on A holding here. And when you go as passive as Eternal Fire are, and as passive as Vitality are forcing them with a water smoke, well, Eternal Fire have to try to play it slow. And this will make the Eternal Fire player act like this. How do you even play passive while trying to get some kills and information? Well, let's focus on Voxic, as he takes this position with the AWP, as this position is amazing. It gives you a winning angle towards the main peak from the T's, as well as if the T's can't see anyone in main, they will shift walk here, and for the AWP that's a free kill. And quickly Ropz will fall, and Eternal Fire playing passive all over the map is still finding them first kills. And Voxic beforehand uses a bad Molotov, and we can pretend to overanalyze and say he used a bad Molotov to make Vitality think he made a mistake, and they want to abuse this and gave him a kill, but no, I think he just missed it, and Vitality still went on with their plan. On this kill, Vitality wants to take mid with FaZe, but Eternal Fire are going for this boost. And a boost here is great, as most smokes does not cover the top part of it, so a boost can be good, but it fails, and they have to fall back, after Xantares makes sound jumping down. Mirror goes for the same nade, but we can see this opening kill has allowed Eternal Fire this more passive hold, and it's great when you find the opening to just be able to back up, play slower, and wait for Vitality to make the mistakes. So when are they going to do that? Here, I found it. Vitality wants to run in on B, as they have a B main and water control, but the mistakes is this: when running out, you need to be worried about all positions. And as the entry, you need to clear the common spots and hope for a kill or at minimum a trade, but main is smoked, and when FaZe is running out, the main player are blocked, and this solo entry is never ideal. And when Joda finds FaZe, MEZZI and Apex tries to run out, and here Xantares finds them, and it's just ZyWoo left in a 1v5. And ZyWoo makes it look like he can win it, but Xantares finds him and stops the crazy Frenchman, not that one. And Eternal Fire are on match point.
Blind on Flames, but he's committed to this push. Sent into the Lions' den. These Lions got claws and teeth. They're all battling back. It's only ZyWoo. 1v5, but he's making it happen. Hold on a second. Is ZyWoo onto something here? Has the spot to Xantares. The ball was well and truly rolling, but Xantares puts a stop to it.
Vitality's usual first pick is Dust 2, but here Vitality decide to leave Dust 2 as the decider and rather pick Mirage. Mirage is a map more reliant on tactics and outplays, rather than these hard carry performance we can see Eternal Fire and Vitality rely on. On Mirage, Vitality's track record is far greater, with wins versus FaZe, Mouse and Furia. As well as with Ropz, this important lurking role that Mirage T-side can rely on, as there is far easier to create gaps on the map to abuse, has made Vitality a proper threat on this map. Eternal Fire are not super good at Mirage, as they barely play it, but have a 100% win rate before this match. But their only win was versus Fluxo over the last 3 months, and the game was closer than it should have been, meaning Vitality has probably seen some gaps in Eternal Fire's Mirage setups and strats. Eternal Fire has started Mirage great with a 2-1 score, and round 4 is a crucial round. So we can see Eternal Fire are full buying all they can into this round after losing round 3, while Vitality are full buying after winning round 3. And money-wise, we can see that Vitality are starting to build a bank, while Eternal Fire are on the last buy, with lower utility as well. So losing this round could mean Vitality will snatch the lead and maybe run away with the first half. Vitality are going for 4 players top middle with a smoke top mid and a smoke in window, as well as using this setup of 2 Molotovs bottom middle to force any players here away from mid. And then they have Apex going Palace, as with this much mid pressure, while Eternal Fire might create some gaps on A, like towards stairs and jungle for Apex to abuse when he walks out. As well as Vitality are leaving apps and underground open, as they rather want to win mid control. Eternal Fire are going for 2 players in middle, with 1 in window and 1 going jungle, and then they have 1 player alone on A playing from CT, and then 2 players on B going for this early boost up here to maybe catch any T's running fast apps off guard. And the utility and brute force approach from Vitality has allowed them to win mid control, as we can see FaZe pushing up fast to take short and catwalk control. On all of this, Apex will try to walk out, as he thinks Eternal Fire are focusing mid, but this is a mistake, as if he waited for FaZe to call that mid was cleared, Apex would have known that Palace was going to be held by Eternal Fire. Even though Vitality has gotten mid control, they have both Apex and ZyWoo low from these early plays. Xantares, after dinking Apex, understand there might be some stuff happening in mid, since why else would Apex try to walk out? And now we can see him abusing this fast and slow mid take from Vitality, as FaZe is all the way up here alone, while the rest are top middle, so he can take the 1v1 fight from Connector. A much better angle and spot than FaZe, who is in the open. And here Santaris finds the kill, a classic Santaris peek.
Even now finding a timing down here in mid, Santaris just clotheslines him straight through the connector.
On this kill we can see Ropz walks back to T-spawn using this smoke from Con, as well as ZyWoo will then smoke window, and this might look dumb from Ropz, as he was just top middle and could have thrown the smoke from there, and not do this walk back to spawn, throw a smoke and then walk back to mid again. But this is done so Eternal Fire understands this smoke came from spawn, as this might sell that a A-tech is more likely, as just the trajectory of the smokes can tell where players are throwing them from. And we can see by now Eternal Fire are 3 players on A ready to hold, 1 pushing apps on B and the last outside of jungle. Vitality uses the smoke to get Con control, but Eternal Fire are ready on A with 3 players, as their B apps player has gotten enough info to call that apps and B is cleared. The A setup of Eternal Fire is perfect, with Joda close to Palace, Voxic on site taking first contact from Con and Palace, and then Santaris, who is low, is holding ramp, so Voxic don't have to worry about that. And here on the take we can see Voxic makes first contact in Con, and this forces Apex to try to focus him, allowing Joda to run into Palace and find his kill onto Apex, and Vitality are just running out into all of these players that are covering everything, but they can't get a kill, and Eternal Fire takes a crucial round.
He smokes in. Vitality on the clock. Ever closer to this A split. So if I don't buy the fade smokes in middle, Vitality walk through the fade. It is this A split with Jota trying to cover the lurk. Apex putting pressure on, gonna get hunted down. He heard the first step, he's not ready at all for that push. In the site is Voxic. There are layers and layers of defense in A, and there is no breaking through for Vitality.
Let's show you all how Eternal Fire deals with a fast A play, and they does it quite interestingly. Early on Vitality smokes top mid and window to force Eternal Fire to have 1 player in middle, worrying about the smokes. Then Eternal Fire has 2 players on B, pushing into B apps like this with 1 player going close and 1 further back to help him in apps and look short. Then the last 2 players are on A with 1 in CT and the other on top here towards Palace. Vitality are going for 4 players A side with 3 in ramp and 1 in Palace behind the smoke, while the ramp players are pushing up to take control of it. And then they have FaZe lurking on B. Early on Vicadia from apps can spot Flames, and here he tells Eternal Fire that there is at least 1 player towards B, as Vicadia will Molotov deep to allow himself to fall back from apps. In the meantime, Joda falls back from Palace, just as Apex goes for the Molotov here, to force any players out of top Palace. And if they get hit by the Molotov, it will give away the position. On the Molotov, we can see Vicadia walks down, aided by the flash here, as no one from Eternal Fire has been holding for any players walking out of ramp to Tetris, since Voxic, who are supposed to hold it, started in window and had to walk all the way back to CT spawn to get to ticket and A site. On the walkout, Joda finds 1 kill before MEZZI finds the trade, so it's perfect for the T side, getting a 1-for-1 trade. But Eternal Fire Molotovs Palace to stop Apex from pushing out, as well as Eternal Fire smokes ramp, and this splits up the ramp players from Vitality, as well as we can see the smoke as a gap, allowing Ropz to go here and hold the stair swing, but he is not playing with MEZZI, who wants to find a side kill. If they were 2 players going out, maybe we would have seen that trade, but MEZZI alone swings to kill Voxic, as he spotted him crossing to site earlier, and he is found, so Vitality are down by 1 player, and this position from Voxic shines. Ropz on the death of MEZZI, and Apex goes to hold underground. And I'm unsure what to think about this, so let me just see MEZZI's POV on this death, while he clearly sees where Voxic is. So the tunnel vision from Ropz is odd. I can see he might have thought Voxic crossed, but Voxic finds Ropz and Apex, leaving FaZe alone in a 1v3.
This time it's something more standard, more grouped, but it's been split up here by the util. The volley down over in Palace, and Voxic just has an open sightline into ramp. It's all about Voxic.
Let's now see how a fast play from Vitality wins them a crucial pistol round buy. Vitality has bought 3 Tech 9s and 2 Deagles, and this is a good buy, as you can send the Tech 9s first, and then Deagles are there to clean up. And here we can see they are going for the A site take, with 4 players ramp ready with utility and 1 solo in Palace. Eternal Fire are going for a full buy and have 2 players on A, with Voxic pushing towards Palace with the AWP and a great spawn, and Joda on stairs, but watching towards middle early, as Vitality has smoked off window to force this focus from Joda in mid, as Santaris can't see anything from window. Then the last 2 players are on B, very default with 1 on site and the other going short. In Palace, MEZZI uses this flash to force Voxic out. Voxic uses a Molotov here to stop any pushes, as well as giving away where the AWP is right now. And look at the Molotovs. only utility to actually stop pistols, while Eternal Fire only have one left on A, and that is on Santaris, meaning Eternal Fire does not have great utility to stop a full-on pistol rush. Santaris smokes like this, as well as Joda using his smoke here, and just look at the smokes, nothing is really stopping any pistols from running at them. And to be fair, the Santaris smoke kind of helped Vitality and their quest to push A site. Voxic, feeling the pressure, uses this smoke right here, and now Eternal Fire has just created the dream scenario for any pistol rounds. Close angles and unpredictable play through the smoke, as well as a crucial Molotov is used here to make sure no players can come from connector while Eternal Fire are fighting site. And Vitality uses the right side smokes and just runs out, and site has been taken and an AWP has been recovered in the 4v4. Joda finds a lucky kill through the smoke on triple. And this is a red herring, as this kill will force Eternal Fire to go for the retake way too early, as Vicaria walks out while two of his teammates are still in CT spawn not ready for this at all. ZyWoo finds a great headshot with the deagle, as the push from Vicaria forces Joda to run out, and Joda are not watching the Ninja position. As well as on this kill, the CT players has to react, and FlameZ goes nuclear, hitting the first shot and then a no-scope. As well as I love him feeling it and going for the jump no-scope to try to hit the 4K. And Vicaria, who started the retake too early, is the only player left alive and is found by ZyWoo, giving Vitality a way back into this game.
Things going right for Eternal Fire. Smoke spam connects, tipping the scales in their favor. Flames dons the AWP as ZyWoo's deagles on the board next. They're still reclaiming these kills, and the no-scope connects for Flames. Left to Wycadia in the clutch, and he can't catch his bearings.
Eternal Fire wants to go for a B-split contact play, with having 3 players towards apps and then 2 in middle. The mid players has 1 mid by smoking con and window, and will try to walk up on short, while the B apps players have sneaked their way into apps and are all hiding here to make sure Vitality on the jump spots can't see them. Vitality going for 3 players on A with 2 close to ramp and palace early, and then 1 on stairs helping in con if needed, and then Apex in the window behind the smoke, and MEZZI alone on car. MEZZI will use this nade at the 123 mark, as he can't see anyone coming into apps, but probably have a protocol to use it anyways. And on the X-ray, we can see how careful Eternal Fire are. Make sure MEZZI can't see them walking into apps. MEZZI gets spotted, and on this contact, you will have to go, as that is how a contact play works on Mirage. As the whole point of a contact play is to move slowly until you make contact with the CTs. Then you go from a slow first gear to a fast 6th gear to just run out. And here MEZZI uses this smoke, as this is the default way to deal with any pushes when you are alone on site, and he goes to jail. As from jail, he has a nice angle above the smoke, and when splitting up site, he makes it harder for Eternal Fire to deal with him, and this wins him time. After the push, we can see Santaris trying to find a killing connector, but have to surrender mid and runs underground to B apps. MEZZI on the push finds 1 kill, as well as Joda swinging out of the smoke, but Vicaria was fast out and not spotted, so MEZZI can't adjust fast enough, and here is dealt with. But from a solo anchor, this was a great play to go for, and he finds 2 kills alone. As well as we can see, Apex already rotated in from market, so MEZZI did his job here. Vicaria is not expecting Apex, as he lines up this Molotov only to peek into Apex with a nade in his hand, and is dealt with. And now it's a 2v4, and it does not go well. ZyWoo walking up in middle finds Voxic and his AWP, and Santaris trying to save his pushed and dealt with. And Eternal Fire had an 8-2 lead. Well, this game is just getting closer and closer.
Weapon to grab. They're going to keep the pressure on this B bomb side again. They're jumping out. There's only 3 Ts here right now. Apex and MEZZI alone, rather. Back of bench gets a double, but Apex is here in the middle of the site as Wicardian pulls nades. The bomb has been lost.
Clutches are usually what dictates the outcomes of these close matches, from crucial 1v1s to more hyped and great 1v2s, and we're about to see one that could change the whole event for Vitality. Eternal Fire starts the round by having 2 players outside of A, 1 early going into apps, and then 2 players in middle, and here Voxic on a great spawn wants to go for the peek into window. But here, as the default on A side is to use these flashes, he will be blinded and forced back after shooting. Vitality are going for 2 players on A, with Ropz in this early palace position we have seen him loving to do when he played for FaZe. Then they have FlameZ on site using these flashes top middle, as well as smoking con for his teammate. Apex starts in window, but it gets smoked off, and he will walk back to con. And the last 2 players of Vitality are both on B site, with ZyWoo taking more short control, and MEZZI in this fun anchoring position from car. And fun, I mean dreadful. Just see what Big Osera had to say about this role. Ropz has the read, and this kill is crucial. From Eternal Fire, as Ropz misses his shot, and this kill forces Apex back from con, and FlameZ is not in a great position to hold for any A-side takes. As well as in middle, Santaris has joined up in mid from underground, and the 2 top mid players are taking top mid. So Eternal Fire has a lot of map control to play with. Mayor goes back to pick up the bomb. Voxic will hold for any short pushes, while Santaris finds an amazing opening in con. After Eternal Fire smokes top con, and ZyWoo just misses the timing on Centaurus, who walks up into Con and can try to take a game-winning position here.
Hope that taking the AWP could have given him an edge in that fight versus Jota. Crept past ZyWoo.
Centaurus walks out on the stairs using the smoke to allow him this position here. And then we will see this Molotov to force any players in jungle out into Centaurus. But he just looks away, as well as the smoke just covers Apex running. A massive mistake from Centaurus to not get this kill. But it's all good, as Woxic with the AWP managed to kill ZyWoo, trying to help from short. FaZe has to do something, as he's about to be pushed from Palace, ramp and stairs. And here he walks up by spamming W and A, as it makes you go faster up the ladder and silent, and he can find 2 kills before Centaurus can deal with him. A great play and fast reaction time from FaZe to do this. And a play like this makes me want to try the M4A4 after the new update. But then Apex go for this play, knowing there is at least 2 players towards stairs, as Centaurus gave away his position killing FaZe, and Woxic did the same killing ZyWoo. And the hero play from FaZe is shadowed by the dumb play from Apex, and this leaves MEZZI alone in a 1v3. MEZZI finds the first kill as Mayor are focusing the plant and is able to isolate all 3 Eternal Fire players to win an insane 1v3 in a crucial round, as this round saved Vitality from Eternal Fire taking match point, as well as the bank of Vitality has been saved after they lost 2 AWPs this round.
But he's just not being given the targets. Flames with a reposition up on a Palace, dropping down. Flames can't manage the third. And it is Centaurus and Woxic spilling through the connector that look to make the greatest difference. MEZZI kept Vitality in this with the B anchoring. Now he's going to be just as flashy in defensive A. Missed shot from the AWP gives MEZZI the path. And the foot forward as MEZZI closes.
As I said in the last round, clutches is what changed the fate of these games and teams. In this round, we would once again see one of the most intense clutches I have seen in quite some time. Eternal Fire are starting the round with 2 smokes here on top middle and the other in window, a very default take, but they are adding a 3rd smoke into connector to really just freeze Vitality out of mid completely. Then Eternal Fire are going for 2 players in mid and 3 players towards apps, leaving A completely open. But in such a close game, pushing A ramp or Palace are very unlikely, as it just imposes too much risk to be a good play. Vitality are going for some early utility with a Molotov in ramp and a Molotov top middle behind the boxes. Then they have FaZe alone on A side, 2 players towards middle and 2 on B, with Ropz on short and MEZZI in the good old car position. Man, I feel bad for him. In apps, you are seeing both MEZZI and Eternal Fire use some early utility to just try to push each other away from these crucial positions in a round like this. As well as Vitality nades and breaks the con smoke in hopes to find a kill or some map control in middle. But the top mid smokes takes that away from Vitality, as they can't see much in top mid. On the spam, Eternal Fire goes for the mid push through the smoke, and Vicaria can find 1 kill. But ZyWoo and FaZe are fast to trade this 1 kill back, and Eternal Fire are down to a 3 before. But over on B, Vitality does not have amazing positions, as they are all kind of locked behind backside, and this allows the Eternal Fire to take more B control, without Vitality being able to stop them. As well as short is open as Ropz died, so here Joda might have a great play. But I spoke too fast, as Joda is found, but as soon as he is found, and it seems like Vitality's comeback is real, Woxic and Mayor wins their 1v1, and quickly a 2v4 is now a 2v2. And here Mayor runs out, and ZyWoo hears the drop and can deal with him, leaving Woxic alone in a 1v2. And here Woxic will jump down, but uses the Galil to hide that he drops, by shooting 1 shot as he lands. And ZyWoo is not ready for this, as he is watching towards bench and car. I just want you to listen, guys, how good this play is from Woxic, and how good he is covering up his drop, as there is no way ZyWoo can actually hear this. Just listen. Woxic is allowed to plant the bomb and finds a great kill to ZyWoo, as he kills ZyWoo while he is moving, and it's down to a 1v1. I will let you see and feel the tenseness. Is that even a word? I don't know. Of this clutch.
He already goes looking for that ZyWoo AWP, and Woxic is real fast with it. Now it's just Flames as the man to beat. Woxic could have victory teed up right here for Eternal Fire. All that's left to do is reach out and grab it. Woxic swings and Woxic wins. 1v2 clutch turns up for Woxic.
I started this match by talking about how fast Eternal Fire can be, and here we need to see how they closed the match and won the best of 3 versus Vitality. Well, by the only way they know how to, a fast B rush. Vitality are having MEZZI solo on car, Ropz on short, and then Apex on A side. FaZe in con and ZyWoo leaving window to go CT. And here again we are seeing Eternal Fire use 2 smokes in middle, but that will not be our focus. Over on B apps, Eternal Fire are all 5 players towards B, and a big reason this comeback has been possible from Vitality are their strong B hold in crucial rounds, while that would soon change. Vicaria goes for the smoke and push around 138 after messing Molotov's deep ass, as this ensures Eternal Fire that the short player will be further up and not close, and here Vicaria smokes the Molotov and runs through it, finding MEZZI who can only dink Vicaria. Just imagine if MEZZI had the AK Ropz have.
Round that went by, and the whole reason that Vitality have made it this far is because of the strength of this B-hold. But MEZZI, the guy who's been infallible on this side of the map.
And he is found, and this kicks in the push from Eternal Fire, who has 2 MAC-10s and a Tech-9. Then Eternal Fire uses this amazing flash here that fully blinds Ropz on short, and he is found. And they can find his kill, and just like that, it's a 5v3 in Eternal Fire's favor.
Falls first to open up this final round.
On this execute, Eternal Fire uses this short smoke and window smoke, so they can take more site control before Vitality can push into site and take anything back. For the retake, ZyWoo finds Vicaria, who was low, but he is shot down to 20 HP. And here the retake has to be perfect. Flamesy goes for this smoke here to block off car, as well as ZyWoo runs around to jump from window and peek from short, hoping Eternal Fire will not expect it. But in a moment of stress, he misses the jump, as the easier and almost as fast jump through a ladder room was not possible to do, as the vents has not been broken, and that would have given away this play. But missing this jump loses Vitality crucial time for the retake. Sotaris finds 2 kills in market, and Eternal Fire from a worse buy takes the map and the match. What a round.
It's not falling apart yet. And in the final round of regulation, it might all fall apart. ZyWoo late on the rotate after a missed jump. Xantares aggressive, pushed up at the market. There's the lineup for Xantares. The fires, the fuel matches a war machine continue burning.
And Eternal Fire keeps on improving. I feel like they're inches away from their first ever tier 1 trophy our Turkish team have to win soon. Well, it was all I had today. Thanks for watching and hopefully you enjoyed it. And here are 2 videos YouTube told me you would like. Bye.